At every doorway, before you enter, you should look around. You should take a good look around, for you never know where your enemies might be seated within. Dan, what does that mean?
Well, just going from face value, it's a great, I think, a great introduction to lessons for life. Wherever you are, you need to first of all, you need to figure out where you are and who you're with. Because if you don't know where you are, you're not going to know the rules of the game being played. And you're not going to know who's going to take advantage of you not knowing the rules of the game being played. So, in some ways, and you'll find this a lot, it kind of comes on under the scout motto of be prepared. And it really is like, whenever you go somewhere, just figure out where you're at so that you can behave accordingly. Because you don't want to make a fool of yourself. You also don't want to leave yourself open to deceit or enemies that don't have your best interest at heart. And I think it's funny that to talk about things like this, because back in the day, people had swords and seemed to be a much rougher time and all that kind of stuff, Vikings, whatever. But it's still true today. Just because we're not at each other's throats literally, or willing to kill each other as readily as they might have been in past ages, it doesn't mean you don't have enemies all around you that, if they have the chance, will stab you in the back and make your life hard.
Possibly more metaphorically these days as opposed to literally.
For sure.
Yeah.
But it's still, there's still people out there that are plotting. And usually it might not be personal. It's just they're going to get ahead and you're in their way. Other times it is personal and they're plotting to make your life worse. And that's something else I wanted to mention about this verse, is that there's a few assumptions made by this verse. Is that, one, you're expected to take care of yourself. It's not up to other people. It's up to you to figure out where you are. And that there is evil in this world, and there is chaos, and that, again, it's up to you to manage that in relation to your own life, so that you're not getting walloped all the time. It's they really put an emphasis on personal responsibility in this. So I think this is a great introduction to that. It really encapsulates a whole bunch of values that you're going to see further on in the Havamal.
Absolutely. First of all, I love that point about knowing where you are. That's a fantastic idea. It's more of a psychological state, even more so than literally knowing where you are. I mean, it always helps if you know exactly where you are in the world. You're in your home or someone else's home, or if you're just out on the street, what crossroad you're at, what intersection you're at, something like that, so you can find your way around. So literally, if that makes sense, but it's a psychological state as well, and I think that's what you were getting at, right?
Absolutely.
So in that particular state, it's that you know where you are if everyone is behaving the way you expect, and if that ever changes, you don't know where you are. That's a key principle of the idea of living on the border between order and chaos. And it's that if something were to change, say someone were to start attacking someone randomly, or a person who obviously has kind of something wrong going on, starts violently attacking someone while screaming bad words, something like that, unprovoked, you wouldn't know where you are psychologically. And it would be how you deal with that and how prepared you are to deal with something like that would see how you react to that sort of situation, how you would succeed there. So I think this is a great setup. And my thought about it was that this is essentially about unexplored territory as well. This is implying, so first of all, the word is at every doorway, right? So it's familiar places. If you're going to go somewhere familiar, you need to make sure that it is still the way you left it or the way you expect it, something like that. Don't complacently go into some place without checking it out, sort of thing, even if you're there every day, even if you live there or it's your workplace. You don't want there to be something unexpected that completely catches you off guard. But then it would also be the unfamiliar, right? Which would constitute unexplored territory, which is what you're theoretically supposed to be striving for if you're going to, find any sort of success, pushing the boundaries of what and that's by going through unexplored territory. And so I think this is a great kickoff because it's encapsulating something that is going to apply in almost any situation. And the concept of going through a doorway as well is also just a good way to kind of bound the space of the poem. Very good choice stylistically from that perspective as well. So I think you pretty well caught all the things that I was going to talk about as well. So if you have anything else to add.
I was thinking about something while you were talking about the points you wanted to cover. I think there's also an expectation that you are going to journey out into the world. And when you're talking about going out and into the unknown to sort of find its treasures and to grow and to find wisdom, again, like if you're going out into the unknown, the first way you make the unknown known is kind of check it out and see what you can glean from it immediately. So, I'm just thinking like if you're heading out into the forest kind of thing and, you check outside and you see it's sunny, okay, you're not going to need the rain jacket or whatever. But if you see like a bear outside sort of wandering around, you might want to stay inside for a bit, or take a weapon. It's every doorway. It really, like when you said that, I was like, yeah, every doorway. Yeah, absolutely. Is anytime you go out, just have an idea of where you are and where the potential chaos might be. And you're always going to miss stuff, but at least you're going to have that base level of preparedness.
Yeah, it's really a call to pay attention, I think, which is something that honestly we're going to see. It's a common thread here, just the idea of being alert and paying attention to your surroundings and what's around you, and that's a great way to start us off here for sure.
Definitely.